There's two new Moto Z handsets for 2018, the Z3 and Z3 Play. The former is a US exclusive, in essence replacing the Z2 Force, while the latter updates the Z2 Play. For this new generation there's no Force edition to be found, however, so how do the new Moto Mods featured handsets fit in? For starters, there'll be a 5G Moto Mod coming in 2018, a Verizon and US exclusive, seeing Motorola as the first to strike in the consumer 5G market. All models, Moto Mods compatible, 156.2 by 76.2 mm footprint Moto Z3, 6.75 mm, Z3 Play, 6.7 mm, Z2 Play, 6 mm, Z2 Force, 6.1 mm Moto Z3. Z3 Play, side position fingerprint scanner, Z2 Play. The thickness of each device varies slightly, with the newer Z3 models marginally thicker than either of the Z2 models. You won't notice by eye or hand, though, and we suspect it's the new glass finish that adds around 0.5 mm to the width. Moto Z2 Play review. All the mod cons. The Z3 Play comes as a power edition in Europe, which means there's a 2000 mAh battery mod included in the box. It's the only Z-series phone to date to come pre-packaged with such a bonus benefit. Of course, you can buy as many other mods as you please. The Z3, however, is a Verizon exclusive set for US-only launch at present. So it's only the Play you'll be able to buy in other territories for now. One key difference between the two Z3 devices is the side position fingerprint scanner, necessary on account of the taller 18:9 aspect ratio screen. The Z2 handsets both opt for a front-facing scanner, positioned to the bottom front of the device, like a home key. The front-facing scanners can be used for gesture control, whereas the side-positioned ones cannot. Moto Z3. That means less bezel, hence no space for that fingerprint scanner to sit on the front. Despite adopting a 6-inch display, the Z3 and Z3 Play are no taller or wider than the 5.5-inch display Z2 handsets, which is all down to this new screen format. That extra screen height also needs a little extra resolution, so while the Z3 handsets sound more resolute than the Z2 Play, they needs those extra pixels to fill in the additional head height. The Z2 Force, on the other hand, goes all out with a QHD resolution for the most resolute experience of any Z-series phone. Moto Z3, Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, 2.35 GHz, 4 GB RAM, 850 MHz Adreno 540 GPU, 64 GB storage, microSD expansion. Moto Z3 Play, Qualcomm Snapdragon 636 processor, 1.8 GHz, 4 GB RAM, 64 GB storage, microSD expansion. Moto Z2 Play, Qualcomm Snapdragon 626 processor, 2.2 GHz, 4 GB RAM, 64 GB storage, microSD expansion. Moto Z2 Force, Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, 2.35 GHz, 6 GB RAM, 64 128 GB storage, microSD expansion. Moto Z3. That brings little difference between the two. Moto Z3. The Z3 Play pulls its dual-camera arrangement from the G6 Plus handset, also in the company's range, which works perfectly well, but doesn't compete with the top-end flagships of the moment. That's an improvement over the single camera in the Z2 Play, though, as the dual lenses mean depth effects and other features are possible. The Z3 Play also adds YouTube Live, Google Lens and Cinemagraph GIF recording and editing to the solution. The Z3 has the very same cameras as the Z2 Force, dual cameras, both of which are at the 12MP resolution, with one color and one monochrome. Z3, $480, £N.A. Z3 Play, $500, £TBC. Z2 Play, £379 RRP. Z2 Force, £699 RRP. And so to the pricing. The Z3 is priced at just $480, which is an exceptional price for a Snapdragon 835 device. That's down to it being available on Verizon only, thus the price is subsidized. The 5G mod price is unknown at present, but we suspect it'll add another $120 to the phone to bring it into a flagship price point. The best smartphone, this year's top handsets, ranked. So what to make of the Z series overall? Well, Moto had committed to 3 generations of mod support, which it has honored, and the 5G mod, which will likely be backwards compatible with other Z series handsets, a Moto representative told us, shows yet further commitment. Whether all that's enough to make the Z series the most viable on the market is another question. After all, there are more powerful, more conventional and better designed handsets out there for what we expect to be the same price or less.